barely understand sometimes what a terrible burden it is to know some of the things that I know. To try to wake people up and impart this knowledge to them. And find out that they just have walls built in front of them. They want to be slaves.
Now I risk sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but it's no longer a theory. What I'm about to say is fact. The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret. They have planned and are now leading us into a one-world communist government.
ODD TV. Take a journey with me deep inside the rabbit hole. Wake up, my friends, there's some things that you have to know. Everything you ever thought you knew, it has to go. For instance, NASA is the world's largest magic show. 9/11 was a planned demolition and Sandy Hook was a scam. Come on, man, are you tripping? Constant programming being crammed in your vision. Just take a step back and examine this prison. Turn on the news and they're trying to blind you. All they ever do is tell you lies and divide you. There's nowhere you can even hide, they'll find you. Illuminati all-seeing eye right behind you. It's about time you find out we're being lied to. They're attempting to control the mind that's inside you. Hide you from the power that designed you. Does anybody have a problem with this? Well, I do. I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They say they got it, but they're never coming up with proof. If you're looking, then they got you jumping through these hoops. The lies always continuing to rise and busting through the roof. I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They say they got it, but they're never coming up with proof. If you're looking, then they got you jumping through these hoops. The lies always continuing to rise and busting through the roof. They're lying to us about everything. How can this be? I know I'm not crazy, and yet I'm questioning my sanity. I see what the Illuminati's doing to humanity. The truth is stranger than fiction. We're living in a fantasy. What I'm witnessing is unreal. It's a one-way battle for us cattle going uphill. If we don't stand and fight now, then no one will. Our children will never know freedom. It's a done deal. The future's not looking so promising. It's the poor who go to war while the rich keep on profiting. It's us that they're slaughtering and money that they're honoring. And soon it's gonna be the new world order that they're offering. It's mind-boggling how so many don't seem aware. And if they are, it's like they really just don't even care. Our world is broken and I'm hoping it can be repaired. But we'll have to fight for it, so just be prepared. I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They say they got it, but they're never coming up with proof. If you're looking, then they got you jumping through these hoops. The lies always continuing to rise and busting through the roof. I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They say they got it, but they're never coming up with proof. If you're looking, then they got you jumping through these hoops. The lies always continuing to rise and busting through the roof.
Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking.
This world is out of control. Look at what they've done to us. They're coming after our souls, each and every one of us. What do you think marketing's for? It's kind of hard to ignore. They want consumers that will shop until they drop to the floor. We're just some pawns in the greatest game that was ever played. The TV is the most dangerous weapon ever made. Every time you put on a movie, every time you're watching the news, every time you see a commercial, they are brainwashing you fools. They ain't brainwashing me, man, they better turn around. I'll take a piss on the system before I burn it down. We're living in a humongous prison, it's ludicrous. You've been a slave since the day you came out the uterus. You're getting played like a sucker and it's a bummer. I'm just here to try to help you break the spell that you're under, because there's more of us than there are of them, but we must align. We're gonna have to move quickly, we're running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time. The New World Order is all about total domination. That's why they're constantly dumbing down the whole population. In education is nothing more than indoctrination, and propaganda is propagated across the nation. We're kept occupied with money, they always got us chasing. That's why your dead-end job is called an occupation, and they fill us up with fluoride to kill our concentration. GMOs and prescription pills, killer combination. Now mix it with television and it's a done deal. You're deep inside an illusion and don't know what's real. We live inside a society that's been engineered. You willingly give up privacy but still live in fear. They're manufacturing your thoughts and you don't even know it. You don't believe me just because you see no reason for it. So just ignore it and keep thinking everything is fine, when it clearly isn't and we're running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time.
Peace and salute. Chris, Faceplant, Mark Basket, Kimba, Paula, Orphan Annie. Peace. How's everybody doing? I'm going to read this Odyssey of Homer, or the Odyssey by Homer. This is a translated text. Now, I don't think this might not be a story in order. I was thinking that, but we're going to try it out. For some reason, I think it might not be. I'm gonna try and, as a matter of fact, All right, my bad. I wanted to re-download this. I wanted to download this. So I'm gonna read the Odyssey by Homer. It says a translation text, but this text of the complete Odyssey is revised vision of the original translation. It's all good. Oh, this is the whole one. All right. So I'm gonna begin, and I'm only gonna read a chapter or two, and then we'll discuss what we read. This is book one. Athena visits Ithaca. 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 It's Ithaca. If anyone could pronounce that better than me, let me know. Like I always said before, it reminds me of Caca, the place of Caca. The innovation to the moose. The gods discuss Odysseus and decide he should return. Athena goes to Ithaca to encourage Telemachus, speaks to him disguised as Mentees or Mentis. I think it's Mentees. Hopefully they have the thing to pronounce these right at the bottom. Nope, of course not. Why should they? The last one did. Offering advice about dealing with his mother and the suitors and suggesting he go on a trip to Pylos in Sparta. Penelope speaks to Phemius, the singer, asking him to change the song. Telemachus criticizes her. Penelope goes upstairs. Wow, Euryclea. These names are crazy. Euryclea carries the lit torches to escort Telemachus to his room. Moose, speak to me now of that resourceful man who wandered far and wide after ravaging the sacred citadel of Troy. He came to see many people's cities, where he learned their customs. While on the sea, his spirit suffered many torments as he fought to save his life and lead his comrades home. But though he wanted to, he could not rescue them. They all died from their own stupidity, the fools. They feasted on the cattle of Hyperion, god of the sun. And so he snatched away their chance of getting home someday. So now, daughter of Zeus, tell us his story, starting anywhere you wish. The other warriors, all those who had escaped being utterly destroyed, were now back safely home, facing no more dangers from battle or the sea. But Odysseus, who longed to get back to his wife and reach his home, was being held in a hollow cave by that mighty nymph Calypso, noble goddess, who desired to have Odysseus as her husband. But as the seasons came and went, the year arrived in which, according to what gods had once ordained, he was to get back to his home in Ithaca. Not that he would be free from troubles even there. And among his people, the god pitied Odysseus, all except Poseidon, who kept up his anger against godlike Odysseus and did not relent until he reached his native land. But at the moment, Poseidon was among the Ethiopians, very far away. Those same Ethiopians, the most remote of people, who lived divided in different groups. One where Hyperion goes down, the other where he rises. Poseidon went there to receive a sacrificial offering to him, bulls and rams, and was now sitting at a banquet, enjoying himself. But other gods had gathered in the great hall of Olympian Zeus. Among them all, the father of gods and men was the first to speak. In his heart, he was recalling royal Augustus, whom Orestes Agamemnon's wow, I said this name before too, now I can't say it. Agamemnon's, we're gonna say Agamemnon's celebrated the son he had slaughtered. With him in mind, Zeus now addressed them. It's disgraceful how humans blame the gods. They say their tribulations come from us, when they themselves, through their own foolishness, bring hardships which are not decreed by fate. Now there's Augustus, who took for himself the wife of Agamemnon. Man, this name's crazy. Atreus' son, and then butchered him once the man came home. None of that was set by fate. Augustus knew his acts would bring about his total ruin. We'd sent Hermes earlier to speak to him. Then keen-eyed killer of Argus told him not to slay the man or seduce his wife, for Orestes, I think it's Orestes, would avenge his father once he grew up and longed for his own land. That's what Hermes said, but his fine warning did not persuade Augustus in his heart. So he had paid for everything in full. Athena, goddess with the gleaming eyes, answered Zeus, son of Kronos and father to us all. You who rule on high, yes indeed. Augustus, it's Augustus, now lies dead, something he well deserved. May any other man who does what he did also be destroyed. But my heart is torn for versatile Odysseus, ill-fated man, who has had to suffer such misfortune for so many years, far away from friends. He's on an island surrounded by the sea, the one that forms the ocean's navel stone. And there in the forest lives a goddess, daughter of tough-minded Atlas, who knows the ocean depths and by himself holds up those gigantic pillars which separate earth and heaven. That's the one whose daughter prevents the sad, unlucky man from leaving. Her soft, seductive speech keeps tempting him, urging him to forget his native land. Odysseus yearns to see even the smoke rising from Ithaca and long for death. Yet despite that, Olympian Zeus, that's his name? Yet despite that Olympian Zeus, your heart does not respond to him. Did not Odysseus offer you delightful sacrifices on Troy's far-reaching plain beside the ships? If so, why are you so angry with him? Cloud gathered Zeus, then answered her and said, my child, what a speech has passed your barrier of teeth. How could I forget godlike Odysseus, preeminent among all mortal men for his intelligence and offerings to the immortal gods who hold wide heaven? But Earthshaker Poseidon, a stubborn god, is still furious about that Cyclops, the one whose eye Odysseus destroyed, godlike Polyphemus, the mightiest of all the Cyclops. Thusa bore him, the sea nymph, a daughter of that Phorcys, who commands the restless deep, Poseidon, down in those hollow caves, had sex with her. That's the reason Earthshaker Poseidon makes Odysseus wander from his country. But he has not killed him yet, so come now, let's all of us consider his return, so he can journey back to Ithaca. Poseidon's anger will relent. He can't fight the immortal gods all by himself, not with all of us arrayed against him. Athena, goddess with the gleaming eyes, replied, Son of Kronos, and father to us all, ruling high above, if immortal gods now find it pleasing for wise Odysseus to return back home, then let's send Hermes, killer of Argus, as our messenger, over to the island of Ogygia, so he can quickly tell that fair-haired nymph our firm decision, that brave Odysseus will now leave and complete his voyage home. I'll go to Ithaca and urge his son to action and put courage in his heart, so he will call those long-haired Achaeans to assembly, and there address the suitors who keep on butchering his flocks of sheep and shambling back-horned cattle. I'll send him on a trip to Sparta and sandy Pylos, to learn about his father's voyage home. He may hear of it somewhere, and to gain a worthy reputation among men. Athena spoke. Then she said, those lovely sandals on her feet, the immortal golden sandals, which carry her as fast as stormy blast of wind across the ocean seas and endless tracts of land. She took her that weighty, powerful spear, immense and sturdy, with a point of sharpened bronze, with which she conquers ranks of human warriors. When they annoy her, daughter of a mighty father, she raced down from the peak of Mount Olympus, sped across to Ithaca, and then just stood there at Odysseus' outer gate before the palace. On the threshold, her hand still gripping the bronze spear in the form of Mentes, a foreigner, the chief who ruled the Taphians. There she met the suitors, those arrogant men who were enjoying themselves playing checkers right outside the door, sitting down on hides of cattle they themselves had butchered. Some heralds and attendants were keeping busy, blending fine wine with water in the mixing bowls. Some were wiping tables down with porous sponges and setting them in place, while others passed around huge quantities of meat. Godlike Telemachus observed Athena first. Well, before the others, he was sitting with his suitors, his heart troubled, picturing in his mind how his noble father might get back. Then scatter the suitors from his home with honor for himself, and reassert control of his own household. As he thought about all this sitting there among the suitors, he saw Athena. At once he hurried over to the outer gate, for in his heart he considered it disgraceful that a stranger should linger at his door for so long. He moved up beside Athena, grasped her right hand, and took her bronze-tipped spear. Then he spoke to her. His words had wings. Welcome to you, stranger. You must enjoy our hospitality. Then after you have had some food to eat, you can tell us what you need. After saying this, Telemachus led Athena into his home. She followed. Once they came inside the high roof house, He walked to a tall pillar carrying the spear and set it in a finely polished rack, which held many other spears belonging to Odysseus. He brought Athena in and sat her in a chair, a beautiful constructed work. Beneath it he rolled out a linen mat and then set in place a footstool for her feet. Beside her he drew up a lovely decorated chair for him to sit in. They were somewhat distant from the other people, in case the noise the suitors made disturbed the guest and made him hate the meal, because he had to share the company of overbearing men. Then, too, Telemachus wished to discuss his absent father. A female servant carried in a fine gold jug and poured water out into a silver basin, so they could wash their hands. Beside them she set down a polished table. Then the worthy housekeeper carried in the bread and put it down before them. She laid out a rich selection of fine things to eat, drawing freely on supplies she had in store. A carver sliced up many different cuts of meat and served them. Then he brought out goblets made of gold, as a herald went back and forth serving the wine. Then one after another the proud suitors came. They sat down on reclining seats and high-backed chairs. Heralds poured water out for them to wash their hands, and women servants piled wicker baskets full of bread, while young lads filled their bowls up to the brim with drink. The suitors reached out with their hands to help themselves to find food prepared and placed in front of them. When each and every man had satisfied his needs for food and drink, their hearts demanded something more: dancing and song, the finest joys of dinner feast. A herald gave a splendid lyre to Phemius, so he was forced to sing in front of all the suitors. On the strings he plucked the prelude to a lovely song, but then Telemachus, leaning his head over close to Athena, so no one else could listen, murmured to her, "Dear stranger, my guest, I'll tell you something. Please don't get upset. These men here, they spend all their time like this with songs and music. It's easy for them, because they gorge themselves on what belongs to someone else, and with impunity a man whose white bones may well be lying on the main land somewhere, rotting in the rain, or in the sea, being tossed around the waves. If they saw him return to Ithaca, they would all be praying they had swifter feet rather than more wealth in gold or clothing. But by some evil fate has killed him, and for us there is no consolation, not even if some earth-bound mortal man should say that he will come. The day has passed when he might have got back home. But tell me, and speak candidly, who are your people? Who are you? What city do you come from? What about your parents? What kind of ship did you sail here in? What about the crew? By what route did they come to Ithaca? Who did they say they come from? For I know there's no way you could reach this plain on foot. And I also need to understand one point. So tell me the truth. This present visit, is it your first journey here, or are you a guest friend of my father's? Many men here arrived here in our home as strangers, since he became a roaming wanderer among all sorts of people. Goddess with the gleaming eyes answered Telemachus, to you I will indeed speak openly. I can tell you that my name is Mentes, a son of wise Anchialus, and king of Taphians, or the Taphians, there we go, king of Taphians, who love the orb. I've come as you surmise, with comrades on the ship, sailing across the wine dark sea, to men whose style of speech is very different. On my way to Thebes for copper, and carrying a freight of shining iron. My ship is berthed some distance from the town, close to the fields, in Rythren's harbor, below wow, Mount Neon's woods. We can both claim that indeed are guest friends, the two of us, just our fathers were so long ago. If you want, go up and ask Laertes, I think it's Lord Laertes, that old fighter who they say no longer comes down to the city, but who bears his troubles in fields far from the town. He has with him an old attended woman who prepares his food and drink. Once his legs grow weary, hobbling up and down his vineyard hills. I've traveled here because some people claim your father has apparently come back, but immortal gods are still preventing him from returning home. For there is no chance that brave Odysseus has been killed somewhere. No, he's still alive, but being detained on an island surrounded by the sea, with wild and hostile men restraining him, holding him back against his will. But now let me tell you about a prophecy the gods have set right here inside my heart, which I think will come to pass, even though I am no prophet and have no sure skills in reading omens from the birds. I say Odysseus will not stay away much longer from his dear native land, not even if he's chained in iron fetters. He'll devise some way to get back home, for he's a man of infinite resources. But come now, tell me this, and speak straight and to the point. Are you in truth Odysseus' son? You're tall. Your head and handsome eyes look just like his, astonishingly so. We used to spend a lot of time together before he left and sailed away to Troy, where other men, the best of all the Argives, voyaged too, in their hollow ships. But since those days, Odysseus and I have not seen each other. Noble Telemachus then answered her and said, Stranger, I will speak quite frankly to you. My mother says I am Odysseus' son. I can't myself confirm that, for no man has ever yet been sure about his parents. I wish I'd been the son of some man blessed to reach old age among his own possessions, for now. And I say this because you asked. I'm the son of a man who is, they say, of all mortal men, the most unfortunate. Goddess Athena, Goddess Athena, with the gleaming eyes, answered him, Well then, at least the gods have given you a family, which in days to come will have a glorious name, since Penelope has given birth to such a noble son. But come, speak openly and tell me this. What is this feast? Who are these crowds of men? Why do you need this? Is it a wedding or a drinking party? It seems clear enough this is no meal where each man brings his share. And I can see that people here are acting in an insulting, overbearing way while dining in your home, looking at them and their disgraceful conduct. Any man who mingled with them, if he had good sense, would lose his temper. Noble Telemachus then said to Athena in reply, Stranger, since you've questioned me about the matter, I'll tell you, our house was once well on its way to being rich and famous. At that time, Odysseus was alive among his people, but now the gods, with their malicious plans, have changed all that completely. They make sure Odysseus stays where nobody can see him. Gods have not dealt with other men this way. I would not show such grief if he were dead, not if he'd fallen among his comrades in the land of Troy, or if he perished in his friend's arms once the war was over. Then the Achaeans all would have put up a tomb for him, and he'd have won the great fame in future days. So would his son as well. But as things stand, some spirits of the storm have snatched him off and left no trace. He's gone somewhere people cannot see or hear him, abandoning me to tears and sorrow. But it's not him alone who makes me sad and cry out in distress, for now the gods have brought me more intolerable grief. All the best young men who rule the islands, Dulichium and wooded Zacynthus, Dulichium and wooded, I think it's Zacynthus, and the same, as well as whose lord is here in rocky Ithaca. They are all now wooing my mother and ravaging my house. She won't turn down a marriage she detests, but can't bring herself to make the final choice. Meanwhile, these men are feasting on my home, and soon will be the death of me as well. This made Pallas Athena angry. She said to him, "It's bad Odysseus is still wandering when you need him here so much. He would lay his hands on these disrespectful suitors. I wish he'd come home now and make a stand right at our outer gate, with helmet on, 2 spears, and his own shield. The sort of man he was when I first saw him in our house, drinking and enjoying himself. At that time, he was returning from the home of Ilus. I think it's Lus, from the home of Lus, the son of Murmurus. Yeah, Murmurus from Ephyre. Odysseus had gone there in his fast ship, seeking a man killing poison, something he could smear over his bronze arrow points. However, lust did not give him any, for he revered the gods who live forever. But my father gave him some. His heart felt a very strong affection for Odysseus. How I wish Odysseus, from way back then, would now return and mingle with the suitors. They'd all come to a speedy end and find their courtship painful. But all these matters lie in the laps of gods. He may return and take out his revenge on his own hall, or he may not. But I'd encourage you to think of ways to force these suitors out, to rid your halls of them. So hear me out. Listen now to what I'm going to tell you. Tomorrow you must summon the Achaeans to an assembly and address them all, appealing to the gods as witness. Tell the suitors to go back to their homes. As for your mother, if her heart is set on getting married, then let her return to where her father lives, for he's a man of great capabilities and power. He'll organize the marriage and arrange the wedding gifts, as many as befit a well-loved daughter. Now, as for yourself, if you'll listen, I'll have some wise advice. Get yourself a crew of 20 rowers in the best boat you possess. Then leave here, set off in search of news about your father, who's been gone so long. Some living mortal perhaps can tell you something or you may hear a voice from Zeus, which often brings men news. Sail first to Pylos, speak to noble Nestor. After you've been there, proceed to Sparta, and fair-haired Me, Menelaus. Man, these names, why couldn't they be normal? Menelaus, the last one of all bronze-clad Achaeans to get home. If you hear reports your father is alive and coming home, you could hang on a year still wasting his resources. But if you hear that he is dead and gone, then come back home to your dear native land. Build him a tomb and carry out as many funeral rites as are appropriate. Give your mother over to a husband. When you've done that and brought these matters to a close, then think deep in your mind and heart how you might kill these suitors in your home, either openly or by some trick. You must not keep acting like a child. You're now too old for that. Have you not heard how excellent Orestes won fame among all men when he cut down his father's murderer? Slay Augustus, because he had killed his famous father. You're fine and strong. You are fine and strong, I see, and you too should be brave. So people born in future years will say good things of you. I must go now, down to my swift ship and to my comrades. I suspect they're getting quite impatient waiting for me. Make sure you act with care and think about what I've been telling you. Prudent Telemachus then answered her, Stranger, you've been speaking to me as a friend, thinking as a father would for his own son. And what you said, I never will forget. But come now, though you're eager to be off, stay here a while. Once you've joined a bath and your fond heart is fully satisfied, go back with joyful spirits to your ship, carrying with you an expensive gift, something truly beautiful, which will be a gift to you, and an heirloom of a sort, dear guest friends. Give to those who are their friends. Goddess Athena, with the gleaming eye, said, Since I am eager to depart, don't keep me a moment longer, and whatever gift your heart suggests you give me as a friend, present it to me when I come back here. Pick me something truly beautiful. It will earn you something worthy in return. This said, Athena, with the gleaming eye, departed, flying off like some wild seabird. In his heart she put courage and strength. She made him recall his father more keenly than before. In his mind, Telemachus could picture her. A sense of wonder filled his heart. He believed she was a god, so he moved away. And then the noble youth mingled with the suitors. The famous minstrel Phemius was performing as they sat in silence listening. He was singing of the return of the Achaeans, that bitter trip Athena forced on them when they sailed home from Troy. In her upper room, the daughter of Icarus, wise Penelope, heard the man's inspired song. She came down the towering staircase from her room, but not alone. Two female servants followed her. When beautiful Penelope reached the suitors, she stayed beside the door post in the well-built room, a small bright veil across her face. On either side, her two attendants waited. With tears streaming down, Penelope addressed the famous singer. Phemius, I think it's Phemius or Phemius, it's probably Phemius. You know all sorts of other ways to charm an audience, actions of gods and men, which singers celebrate. As you sit here Sing one of those, while these men drink their wine in silence. Don't keep up that painful song, which always breaks the heart here in my chest. For more than anyone, I am weighed down with ceaseless grief, which I cannot forget. I remember always with such yearning my husband's face, a man whose fame has spread far and wide through Greece and central Argus. Sensible Telemachus answered her and said, Mother, why begrudge the faithful singer, delighting us in any way his mind may prompt him? One cannot blame the singers. It seems to me it's Zeus's fault. He hands to toiling men, each and every one of them, whatever he desires. There's nothing wrong with this man singing of the evil fate of the Danaans. For men praise the most the song which they have heard most recently. Your heart and spirit should accept this song, for Odysseus was not the only man at Troy who lost his chance to see the day he would come back. Many warriors were killed. Go up to your rooms and keep busy there with your own work, the spindle and the loom. Tell your servants to perform their duties. Talking is men's concern. Yes, every man's, but especially mine, since in this house I am the one in charge. Astonished at his speech, Penelope went back up to her own chambers, keeping her son's prudent words lodged in her heart. With her attendant woman, she climbed up the stairs, went up to her rooms, and there wept for Odysseus, her dear husband, until gleaming-eyed Athena cast sweet sleep upon her eyelids. In the shadowy halls, the suitors then started to create an uproar, each man shouting out his hope to lie beside her. Then shrewd Telemachus began his speech to them. You suitors of my mother, you display such insolent arrogance. Let us for now enjoy our banquet, but no more shouting, for it's grand to listen to a singer as fine as this one. His voice is like a god's. But in the morning let us all assemble, sit down for a meeting, so I can speak and tell you firmly to depart my home. Prepare your feast elsewhere. Once that eat up your own possessions, move house to house. If you think it's better and would prefer that one man's livelihood should be consumed without paying anything, I'll call on the immortal gods to see if mighty Zeus will bring about an act of retribution. And if you are destroyed inside my home, you will not be avenged. Telemachus finished. They all bit their lips, astonished he had spoken out so boldly. Then Antinous, son of Eupeithes, answered him. Telemachus, the gods themselves, it seems, are teaching you to be a braggart and give rash speeches. I do hope that Zeus, son of Cronos, does not make you king of this island Ithaca, even though it's your father's legacy too. Shrewd Telemachus then answered him and said, Antinous, that's his name, Antinous, will you be angry with me if I say something? I would be happy to accept that if Zeus gave it to me. Are you maintaining that becoming king is the very worst of trials for mortal men? No, to be king is not something evil. One's family gets rich immediately, and one receives more honors for oneself. But there are other kings of the Achaeans, many of them here in sea-girt Ithaca, young and old, one of whom could well be king, since Lord Odysseus is now dead. But I will rule our home and servants, battle spoils which noble Lord Odysseus won for me. Then Eurymachus, son of Polybus, I think it's Polybus. Then Eurymachus, son of Polybus, replied, Telemachus, these matters surely lie in the gods' laps. Which of the Archaeans will rule in Ithaca? But you can keep all your possessions for yourself as king in your home. Let no man come with force and seize your property against your will. No, not while men still live in Ithaca. But I would like to ask you, my good man, about that stranger. Where does he come from? From what country does he claim to be? Where are his family, his paternal lands? Does he bring news of your father's coming, or is he here pursuing his own business? He jumped up so fast and left so quickly. He did not say to let him himself get known, and yet to look at him, he did not seem a worthless man. Prudent Telemachus answered him and said, Eurymachus, my father's journey back to Ithaca is no doubt done for. I no longer trust in messages, no matter what the source, nor do I care for any prophecy. My mother picks up from those soothsayers she summons to these halls. That foreigner is a guest, friend of my father's. He says that he's from Taphis. His name is Mentes, son of wise Anchilius. He rules as king over ore-loving Taphians. He said this, but in his heart Telemachus had recognized the immortal goddess. At that point, the suitors switched to dancing and singing beautiful songs. They entertained themselves until dark evening fell. Then each of them retired to his own house to sleep. Telemachus moved up to where his room was built, high in the splendid courtyard, with a spacious view, his mind much preoccupied on his way to bed. Accompanying him, quite minded, wow, these names are crazy. Euryclea, I think it's Euryclea. Accompanying him, quick-minded. What was in vacuums? Eurekas, but that's not Eureka. Accompanying him, quick-minded, Euryclea, something, held two flaming torches. She was Op's daughter, son of Pisenor. Some years ago, Laertes had purchased her with his own wealth at that time. She was in her early youth, paying 20 oxen. In this home he respected her the way he did his noble wife. But not once did he have sex with her, because he wanted to avoid annoying his wife. She was now carrying two blazing torches for him. Of all the female household slaves, she was the one who loved him most, for she had nursed him as a child. He opened the doors of the well-constructed room, sat down on the bed, and pulled off his soft tunic, gave it to his wise old woman, who smoothed it out and folded it, then hung the tunic on a peg beside the corded bedstead. Then she left the room, closing the door by pulling its silver handle. She pulled the bolt across, using its leather thong. Telemachus lay there all night long, warmly wrapped in sheep's wool, his mind reflecting on the journey with Athena had earlier proposed to him. I'm going to end it there. That was book one. That was an hour. I got to learn these names. Some of these names are insane. Euryclea. Wow. Eurycleia. Eurycleia, whatever, man. Peace, AI, Kimba, Paula, Sugar Seas, Foy, Mind's Eye, Faceplant, Mark Basket. What's book 2? Telemachus prepares for his voyage. Telemachus summons all the Achaeans to an assembly. There's another name. I gotta learn these names, man. It says Egyptius. That's his name. Egyptius. Or it's Egyptius. What does anyone think? Is it Egyptius? I'm gonna write this name, man, and you'll understand how I have problems pronouncing these people's names. Telemachus complains about the suitors and threatens them. Who are these suitors? What's a suitor? Antinous, blaming Penelope. How many pages? Part 2, book 2. Well, that's too many pages. Yeah, I just read 30 pages. I'll end it there for that, and then I'll continue with book 2 another day. Wow, everyone jumped out of here. I'll keep reading then since everyone left. There's really no point to open the panel. I'll read book 2. Telemachus prepares for his voyage. Telemachus summons all the Achaeans to an assembly. Egyptius speaks first. Telemachus complains about the suitors and threatens them. Antinous replies, blaming Penelope, describing how he has deceived the suitors, and issuing an ultimatum to Telemachus. Telemachus says he will never send his mother away. Zeus sends 2 eagles as an omen. Halitherses prophesies troubled for the suitors. Eurymachus replies with a threat and an ultimatum. Telemachus announces his intention of making a sea voyage. Telemachus prays to Athena, who reappears as mentor and gives instructions for the trip. The suitors mock Telemachus. Telemachus tells Eurycleia to prepare supplies for the voyage. Athena organizes a ship and a crew for Telemachus and puts the suitors to sleep. Telemachus and the crew collect the supplies, load them on board, and sail away from Ithaca and Tukakaka. As soon as Rose fingered early dawn appeared. Odysseus' dear son jumped out of the bed and dressed. He laced up lovely sandals on his shining feet and carried a sharp sword hanging from his shoulders. Then he left his room, his face resembling a god's. At once he asked the loud-voiced heralds to summon all the long-haired Achaeans to an assembly. They issued the call, and the Achaeans answered, gathering quickly. When the assembly had convened, Telemachus moved directly to the meeting, gripping a bronze-tipped spear. He was not by himself. 2 swift-footed hunting dogs accompanied him. Athena cast down over him a godlike poise. All the people were astonished at the presence, as he entered and sat down in his father's chair, while the senior men gave way. Among those present, heroic Egyptius was the first to speak, an old man stooped with age, but infinitely wise. His son, warrior Antiphus, had sailed to Troy, that hoarse, rich city, along with Lord Odysseus in their hollow ship. But in his cave the Cyclops, after killing him, had made him his final meal. Egyptus had 3 other sons. One of them, Eurynomus, was with the suitors. The other 2 were always working in their father's fields, but still, Egyptus could not forget the son who died, and now, still racked with grief and mourning, he shed tears as he addressed them. You men of Ithaca, pay attention to what I have to say. We have not held a general meeting or assembly since the day Odysseus sailed from here in his hollow ships. What man has made us gather now? What's his reason? Is he a younger or senior man? Has he heard some news about the army and will give us details of its journey home? Now that he has heard the news himself, or is it some other public business he will bring up and talk to us about? He has my blessing. I pray that Zeus fulfills whatever he has in his heart and makes his wishes work out for the best. Aegyptus spoke. Odysseus' dear son rejoiced at such auspicious words, but he did not sit long, for he was very keen to speak. So he stood up in the midst of the assembly. He stood up in the midst of the assembly, and Pisanor, a herald who could offer shrewd advice, handed him the scepter. Then Telemachus began to speak, talking to Aegyptus first all. Old man, the one who called the people to this meeting is not far off, as you will quickly learn. I did, for I am a man who suffers more than other men, but I have no reports of our returning army, no details. I've just heard myself to pass on to you. Nor is there any other public business I will mention or discuss. The issue now is my own need, for on my household here troubles have fallen in a doubtful sense. First my noble father perished, the man who once was your king and my kind father. And then there's an even greater problem, which will all quickly and completely shatter this entire house, and my whole livelihood will be destroyed. These suitors, the dear sons of those men here with most nobility, are persisting my mother against her will. They don't want to journey to her father, Icarus, in this home where he himself could arrange a bride price for his daughter and give her to the man he feels he likes, the one who pleases him the most. Instead, they hang around our house day after day, butchering oxen, well-fed goats and sheep. They keep on feasting, drinking, gleaming wine without restraint, and they consume so much. There's no man to guard our home for ruin, as Odysseus did before. I cannot act the way he used to and avert disaster. If I tried, I would be hopeless, a man who had not learned what courage is. And yet, if I had power, I would defend myself, because we can't endure what's happening. My home is being demolished in a way that is not right. You men should be ashamed. You should honor other men, your neighbors, who lived close by, and you should be afraid of anger from the gods, in case their rage at your impiety turns them against you. I beg you, by Olympian Zeus and Themis, who summons and disappears men's assemblies, restrain yourself, my friend. Leave me alone to suffer my own bitter grief, unless Odysseus, my noble father, for spite, has hurt well-armed Achaeans, and so now, in recompense for this, you angry gods are harming me by urging these men on. For me, it would be better if you gods ate up my landed property in flocks. If gods were the ones feasting here, then soon there might be compensation. All the time they were doing that, we'd walked up and down throughout the city asking for our goods to be returned until the day each piece was given back. But now you load my heart with pain beyond all hope. Telemachus spoke, then in his anger threw the scepter on the ground and burst out crying. Everyone there pitied him, so all the other men kept silent, unwilling to give an angry answer to Telemachus. Antinius was the only one to speak, he said. Telemachus, you boaster, your spirit is too unrestrained. How you carry on trying to shame us, since you so desire the blame should rest on us. But in your case, Achaean suitors aren't the guilty ones. Your own dear mother is. You understand how to use deceit. It's been 3 years now, and soon it will be 4, since she began to deceive the hearts in our Achaean chest. She gives hope to each of us, makes promises to everyone, and sends out messages. But her intent is different. In her mind, she has thought up another stratagem. She had a large loom set up in her rooms and started weaving something very big with thread that was quite thin. She said to us, young men, those of you who are my suitors, since Odysseus is dead, you must wait, although you are all keen for me to marry, till I complete this cloak. For if I don't, my weaving would be wasted and in vain. It is a shroud for warrior Laertes, for the day a lethal fate will strike him. Then none of the Achaeans' women here will be annoyed with me because a man who acquired so many rich possessions would lie without a shroud. Page 23. I'm gonna end it there. I know people are like, this is trash. I thought that in the beginning, but then I ain't gonna front. It started to get better. If people like it, let me know. If you don't like it, it reminds me of Shakespeare for some reason. I just felt like reading it to entertain people. It wasn't nothing important. Like, I just liked the book about Cyclops and all that. But for some reason, the Cyclops part was better. It's like I got to find the 24 books for sure. There's so many different book ones that I don't even know. I think people just put whatever. Well, now I'll open the panel up. It could be for whatever you want to talk about. I really don't care. I should have just did an open. I'm not doubting myself. I could have read that like a play, but some of the names. The only problem I have is pronouncing some of them dang names. Well, you liked it, Mind's Eye? Shit, I'll read it again. Keep finishing part 2. I left off at 20 something, 23. No, I forgot. I know I'm on book 2. Probably the 4th page in book 2. What?
Oh, okay. I was just typing in there. Wait, don't read yet. Let me in the back. Okay.
No, I'm done reading for now. It's an hour and 15 minutes. I'm not gonna like keep reading forever.
Yeah. No, that is very interesting because I was in and out in my yard, but man, does history repeat itself.
Why you say that?
Okay, listen. I was taking notes. Listen. There was a part in there when you were saying how, like, let me see, I had to take shorthand notes. Whoops. There goes my phone. Okay. The part
you know how many pages there is to that? I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
Where's my phone? This is the whole 24 books I found. Well, go ahead. I gotta find it to tell you.
No, that's good because what you're reading, like you said, just for like to, for something interesting, it also is part of our history. And the part you were saying, a part in there where like there's a part where you honored your neighbor, you respected others. And just as I heard all that, Charles, I literally just came in from my yard and I was looking around at my neighbors. And just because I guess it's what society, them in general, whatever, what's going on all together, it's like people are out. It's really sad. It's like people are outside their homes and it's like they want to go interact with you, but they're scared, So I was thinking that, seeing that, I'm thinking all these neighbors out. There was a time in our life you could just go, but, hey, Charles, what's up? That's how it was. Now it's like people are shocked or shell shocked. Like, no, don't go to your fellow people.
450 pages.
I'm like, that's sad.
Book
450?
I'm on page 24. Yeah, I gotta write down what page I left off on so I could continue.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. The suitor. It was funny. You're like, what's a suitor? I looked it up. But yeah, suitor, like someone who escorts a lady.
Okay.
Like you want to. I looked it up. It says a man looking to pursue a woman, possibilities of marriage. So yeah, like someone who would, like in this day and age, would be someone who would pick up a prostitute, honestly. I'll put it that way. So that's why I say history repeats itself. Because, and Mark said, like every 100 years it's supposed to, or whatever. Seems like it.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna read the German stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. People should let me know what they're interested in, and I'll do. Because I'm gonna start my new channel, and I think I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna start with one of these PDFs later, because my phone's at 50% already. Once this phone dies. So we got probably another hour left.
Okay. Oh, damn. That's because my phone keeps falling off the shelf. Okay. Also, I just wanted to say to you, don't worry about that number down in chat. Don't ever look at that number because I'm going to tell you right now, they lie. It lies. Okay. So it might look like 7 people are watching and it says 2. Believe me, it's not always right. They do mess
Phil
with
dropped a good short. I just got to say. Did anyone see it?
Phil? No.
Yeah.
I don't get notifications. Let me see.
he dropped a short about this lady was talking about something about slaves, and he and I said this before in my live about months ago when it was me, Lucid, and Christos and stuff, and I said the Europeans, my great grandparents came over here as slaves. Where's my fucking reparations, right? And I was just joking. Like, honestly, if anyone should have had reparations, it was my grandpa and my grandparents, my great grandparents. I don't want nothing from that, you know? Even though I'm still a slave, we're all fucking slaves.
Exactly.
But we all deserve reparations. This mind control's got everyone thinking like all of our ancestors were fucking slaves and we're still slaves. So, and I've been looking into that map from 15. Jay Dreamers had a video actually last night about it. Damn it, now I forget the name of the stupid map. I need a minute to think. Damn it. It's gonna drive me nuts now. The Sutton Monty map, the Urbano Monty map. I love that map. And in that map, guess what? Australia is the Antarctic ring. And Australia is the land of the giants in that Antarctic ring. So that's why they made our map now is all fucked up. All these lands are changed. They put Australia separate, and then they make Antarctica a little other separate little piece of land when it is a part of the Antarctic ring, because Antarctica does have deserts. Facts. And when the sun goes south, it goes right over Australia, and so Australia is part of the firmament, or the land where the firmament ends, whatever the firmament is, solid, energy. I think it's energy. Now, if you look at the Urbano Monty map, it looks like a fucking magnet. That's why our Earth is it's a Tesla coil, electromagnetic energy, and I think the wind is the electromagnetic energy. And if you look at the North Pole, where the water comes out and in, it's said in the Bible too that God struck the Euphrates and turned it into 7 rivers. And if you look at an Urbano Monty's map, from the center, there's the Euphrates River coming out, the old Euphrates, and it has 7. It turns into 7 little rivers that feeds. Jay Dreamers was speaking on it, man. I like Jay Dreamers' channel. There's not many people out there that can speak on the stuff that I do and actually take like myths and align it with real life. They want to hide all this stuff that we are also magical beings and stuff with religion. You know, I'm sorry for religious people. They don't see the way I do. I personally don't think one guy's going to fall down and save everybody. It's up to us to save ourselves and to save this place. That's all mind fuckery to get people to sit back while these people get away with evil. And that's just my how I see it. They get away with this evil because no one does nothing about it, because they're just sitting back waiting for someone to do it for them. Back in the days, if there was evil,
you just answered it.
Slaughtered.
Yep. You just answered it.
They would be slaughtered. What?
When you hear what you just said, you don't know why people fall. You feel sorry for the religion people, why they fall. So while they fall for it. So while you were just talking, oh shit! I just forgot you answer yourself. Now I just forgotten my train of thought. Damn. In the middle of talking, yeah, you were answering yourself. Why don't they? And then, shit. Damn it.
There's so many. I found another good map, an old map from the 1400s. It's shaped like an eyeball. The map looks like an eyeball. Swear to God, it's from the 1400s. I found some more old maps. I was gonna be nice and send them to London, man. for his project there, but I don't know. I still might.
Oh yeah, it was something. Yeah, you were you kind of answered what you were thinking when you were wondering about why people fall for like God, the man. Oh, they're looking for a lot of people look for something else to rely on, like to put their stuff on, to put their shit on. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be blunt. You know?
Well, Orphan Andy makes good videos. You ever see Orphan Andy's channel?
Yes. Yeah.
Had a couple videos of these. I was looking into reptilian shapeshifting, and I've seen one of the videos that was presented on Orphan Andy's channel where the guy, he's moving quick, but Orphan Andy slowed it down. I don't know if Orphan Andy's a man or a woman, because there's a man speaking and a woman.
Oh.
In the video.
Oh. Oh no.
And the video was slowed down. Well, no, I'm not making fun of Orphan Andy. I don't know if
No,
Orphan Andy's a man or a woman.
But that's a good point.
The videos I watched, there was a woman speaking, and then another one I watched was a man speaking. So I don't know. Maybe. I think Orphan Andy's a woman. I don't know his or her channel. I don't know. But you can see the teeth. You could see the teeth in this guy, man. And when his mouth is open in the first part, he didn't have these sharp teeth. If you like, son, with the technology, man, even you can see people shape-shifting on TV. I don't know if the technology breaks down. Some people say they got technology that, I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe, and I don't know. I've never seen no one shapeshift. I could talk about one night when I was at an after party after the rave, and I was in the basement, and I took some pills, but everybody in the whole place looked like they were shapeshifting, like they looked like reptilian shapeshifting. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
But you were rolling. Yeah, you were you were rolling.
I didn't know if I was. Yeah, they were dipped in acid. And I don't know if I was tripping or what was going on, but people were definitely shape shifting. I dipped up out of that basement.
Yes, Mark, I agree. It all comes down to you and what is inside of you. With the whole religion aspect. That's what I was trying to say before. A lot of people want to be like, oh, I believe it's putting your stuff on other people, on something else, you know, like taking the focus off of you. Like, that's okay. God will protect me. That's okay. God's going to save me one day. That's okay. God's going to take me home one day. And I used to always say, I feel sorry, because if you have in your mind frame, your subconscious mind frame, that you're waiting for a day that some magical man is going to come down the street and collect you and save you. Imagine the frame of mind you're living in all along, because it's all you're thinking about, you know? That's okay. Every time you do something wrong, that's okay. God will forgive me. That's okay. God will this. That's okay. To me, that's like not dealing with your own stuff.
Forgive yourself.
Exactly. Forgive yourself. Yes. You can't wait for others to forgive you. It may never happen.
I used to tell this lady, I said, God gave us everything we need. What more do you want from fucking creators or the gods? What more do you want? You want them to do everything for you?
Let's say the thing is, it all goes back to if we knew who we were, you know? If we weren't lied to so bad and we were given the details or whatever, who we really were, people wouldn't be trying to find some unknown thing and say, hey, this one's going to save me, because they've already found them within, you know? Wouldn't be looking
Look at this
for
picture. Okay. I'm listening. Go ahead. I just want to show you this picture of Jordan.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's all I had to say. Let's see. Yeah. Gotta put it a little higher. There you go.
Look at Jordan's
Okay.
hand,
Oh
arms.
my
Look
God.
at his
No, no, no.
arm.
Oh my. Okay. Now, Charles, do you think there was something? Look at that.
Yeah,
Look
I'm
at
gonna go
that.
further and show you something else. Here's
Okay.
the other picture. Look at his hand here.
I've seen
Look at
enough
his hand.
stuff. Yeah. Where I believe it.
No one's
Wait.
hand bends like that.
Yeah. Well, nope. Mine does. Yes, it does. Does too.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's weird. But what about in the Bible where it says people will stick their tongue out and smite the Creator or something like that? Someone read that scripture and I said, oh, I can't deny that because these people in their societies are always sticking their tongue out.
Right? Stick out
And look
to
at
the Creator. Like, oh,
I'll
that
show
could
a
be like,
couple more pictures.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen enough stuff. I kind of believe in
Oh,
the.
the weasel. I used to do that when we were little. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. You're a little weasel.
My friend used to look like a weasel. I used to gag on him.
Oh my. I'm sorry, you scared me.
Look at LeBron. He's got the Boulay Foundation on his chest piece.
That's good. Gorilla. What is that?
I'm gonna brag about it because I lick balls to get into society.
Wait a minute. It's called the what? The Bulls Foundation? I never heard.
The Boulay. The Black Boulay.
I never heard of
You've
that.
heard of them.
I have? Oh.
Yeah, you've heard of the Black Boulay. Everyone has.
Black Boulay.
This says, real friends talk shit to my face and say nice things behind my back.
Oh, wow. Really?
I don't know what that is. I'm trying to find these new maps. Like this, where people are on these big fish. I showed this when Christos was here. These are from some of these old maps I've been looking at.
Oh, look at that. That reminds me like when Max Vision was drawing out on the map the other day on Christos stream, yeah.
Now, why would people just do this for decoration on maps? I ain't buying it. They're trying to... I believe these things probably still exist outside this mountain range or ice ring. Look at the blemmies up here. These are the blemmies in Africa.
Wow. Where's that? What does it say at the bottom? It's blocking it. Finnmarkia. Finnmarkia. Okay.
Finnmarkia. Maybe that's Finland. Who knows?
Boulevard. Fine mindset. Oh man. To the eyes of the unknown.
I think that's Europe. This is fake. And the only reason I say that's fake is because look at the tail. This thing got a little tail like that. Come on. A big, what are them things called?
Wait, go down. Go down by the men. You don't see it extending behind them? It could be hiding. I don't know.
It would be way thicker than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Man, these are the books of the, whatever, all these 24 books. This was a picture of a celestial thing. The last time there was a reset, the celestial sky looked like this, they said.
Okay, look what Palmo said. He said these monsters are propaganda to scare people, not to sail far. That's the narrative. He or she heard.
I don't know. There's whales that are huge, so I don't know.
But that would be interesting, right? To scare people. Oh no, don't go there.
I personally think before this big war reset, there was crazy looking people and things everywhere. I don't like this phone, man. The battery's already at 38%, man. This is horrible, man. I'm gonna have to only do 2-hour live streams, if that. It's alright, I could go live again later.
Oh, you know what I want to tell you, Chucky Poo? You know what I want to tell you? Our manifesting skills right now are at an all-time high. Okay, they're very, very high. So I just wanted to say, because I care, the thoughts we use, be careful with them, because you're going to produce your thoughts very fast and quickly.
I always done that my whole life.
Okay.
My brain never stops thinking.
I know.
They try to put me on medications because of that.
Yeah. You just don't want to overwhelm yourself, you know? You don't want to.
Mind's so powerful.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Your mind is very powerful. You just answered it, see? And they don't want that.
Peace, Palma, Palmo. Hold on, Peace, Salama. Who else came in? No one else?
Well, nobody's there now. Mind's eye, can't find me. People pop in and out too, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
Come up, Salama.
Remember that.
I want to talk about what Salama was talking about with Blue. About the woman on the cross.
A woman on the cross. That makes that makes me think of Joan of Arc. So she wasn't on a cross, but how they burnt her at the stake, or they burnt her alive because she was trying to speak up and stick up for women, I believe. Was that it? Or something? That makes me think of Joan of Arc.
So I'm
Yes. Look at what Paula said. Sometimes we have to learn how to still, I was going to say, a balance. Yeah. Because I overthink too very badly.
Yeah. So, well, I think Jesus is the woman. They like to change things to a man, like the moon was a woman. It was the diva. Then it became the devil. But the crossroads, the woman has the crossroads. It's not just death. The crossroads is also the vortex.
That would be interesting if it was a woman.
Fuck religion. No, I'm joking. I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Religion was brought in to divide people anyways. It was brought in just to divide people. That was the main reason for religion.
I used to like telling pastors and stuff. They would try to throw scriptures at me, and I'd be like, I am God. Even when I was 13, I used to always say that. Because,
did you say because you felt that way, Charles? Is that why you said it?
Yep.
Did you? Okay. Okay,
and
here we go. Let me do this.
That's the devil. The devil is making me say that. My ego, the devil, that I'm evil.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, look at Mind's Eye's word. Look at Mind's Eye's word. It's one pair known. Womb and. Womb and. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my, Mind's Eye. Look at that. Womb man. I've been saying for a while, I wouldn't be surprised if a woman is running the whole show, you know, like from above. A woman. Oh, my. spirituality is good, but religion causes wars. Wars, yeah.
Bro, Sanchez's channel grew. More power to him. He's grown a lot since I first started watching him, when you used to have a freaking board behind him with magic marker. But he doesn't, he does, but I had to break away from all that and start carving my own path with my own knowledge and wisdom. And I wanted to meet people that
nothing wrong with that.
that are I met a lot of great people. Mind's Eye, everyone that comes through, man. I'm very thankful. Mind's Eye.
Yo, bro, done came up
Peace,
here.
Mind's
Y'all,
Eye.
yeah, y'all done got me started. Much love.
He's like, Jesus.
Yeah, baby. How's it going though?
Good.
Much love to everybody.
Ooh, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, it's just like say,
Man.
ring around the rosy. That don't say
It's going.
say ring around the rosy, huh?
Oh my God. Here we go with this fucking phone gonna shut down because it's overheating. This is insane, man. I'm sick and tired of this shit.
Man, it's always something getting hot, ain't it?
Yeah. It's always something to stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Or it try to. It's like hot snot. You know what I mean? Hot snot. It's not
They need
hot.
to replace. They need to replace this shitty phone. They're the one who sent it. They sent me a fucking used phone, probably. You know, phones, the broken ones overheat. They were like, let's repackage this and send it to Chuck. This fucking junk hole.
That's how the apparatus do, man. It, you know, it's holding that stream. I guess like a StreamYard is, you know, you don't watch it, like your phone could blow up in your face, like literally.
What?
Certain, you know, phones get so hot they can, you know.
Yeah.
It's not hot. It's like if your phone did blow up in your hand, it's just like you sneezing.
Right? What about Mind's Eye? What about when they said when you were younger? Remember they say, don't touch the stove, it's hot. It's hot. I'm thinking of that.
It'll burn, it'll do what it do to you.
Well, yeah, but there's no, I'm thinking deeper. Go under.
Yeah, you know how our it's like, say, snot is like coolant. It's coolant, and that's the same thing that our breathing is.
Yes, I'm on a stream. What's up?
You know, hot and cold, like you inhale, say, a cool breath or fresh air, and it come out hot, like exhausting after you.
Yeah.
That's like it's coolant.
Polarity.
Yes, the polarity.
That's the polarity. On that Urbano Monte map, man, there's so much. I was telling you, Australia is a part of that Antarctic ring on that map. And Australia has giants on that map.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's ring around the rosy.
I don't think, I kind of disagree with those fish being there to scare people from sailing certain places, because on the maps they show them hunting them fucking fish. So, and I looked up the names that they got on these fish, and they really exist. I forgot the names of them. One is a big whale, sperm whale, them huge fucking, and the other one was, I don't know. I gotta get this thing so I could share these maps and shit.
There's things you can't imagine that's in that sea.
I was just gonna say that.
Imagine that's in the soil.
Think how deep it is. Yeah, think how deep it is. Yeah. And a lot of people don't go there or have explored it. And if they have, they ain't gonna let us in on it. You know?
Mm-hmm. I'm like the ocean. I be going in deep.
That's right.
That
Like
one over.
tectonic plates.
Yeah, I said that one of my
Get on
rhymes.
in there. It's just like that. I don't think they was even hunting them so much. It's like, you know, where you go fishing.
I said my left hook would break your face, shift your jawbone like tectonic plates. Huh?
Okay. That's right.
Charles is busted out with a rap line.
That's what it is. That's
But
what it
yeah.
is. The rap is it's not RAP like people think about. Like this is all dealing with just how you would rap a
It's the
predator.
rapture.
Yeah.
It's the rapture.
Yeah, like the Tasmanian devil, his lower half's a tornado. That's what rapping is. Like that's why the mummies was rap. You know, they was rappers before us.
Blue. Peace,
Oh
Blue.
my. Hey, Blue.
Blue's in the house.
Peace, Blue.
Yeah, my phone's at 28%. I'm gonna have to pull out another device here, man. I don't want to end it.
Yeah. Say it's gonna sneeze. That's what it is. The overheating of the phone.
Yeah, I'm at 28% already. It's been an hour and 50 minutes, but my other phone would last 3-4 hours, man.
When you do StreamYard on your phone, it eats it up faster to the battery when you stream on your phone. That's why I stream on my computer.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just like
Now
like
I know
where
why
y'all was
mine's
saying.
bro.
Mine's
I be having that problem.
Yep. I'm Gucci now though. I'm on point. Say that's what it's like. Say where y'all was just talking about that, Highness. Where y'all was just mentioning, say, the woman on the cross. That's your hot phone. I mean everything is everything.
Blue, I gotta give you a
that's a
wrench. A wrench. What? An error? What's going on here?
I said the woman on the cross. You know, like that's the whole thing. Like they trying to tell you what you in. You like we are in fire water. You know, that's what this world is. But like where your phone is getting hot like that, man. You know how people would scream a high scream pitch if you was burning? Yeah. I know damn well you gonna scream a high note if your ass is on fire, you know. But that's what the phones is doing. Like say the technology, wherever it's, you know, the energy is surging the most inside of these phones. Or these, you know, like if you could shrink your mind, or you can go into this phone and see how it look. You know how them little panels and the grids and the microchip and all of that inside your phone is, but it's a certain point, you know, Your Highness, where it's getting real hot.
Yeah.
And that's that current, like that's like say all of that. That's the woman on the cross, or that's her screaming while giving birth to the baby, you know.
Yeah.
The high pitch is the pitchfork, like being poked with it. Be like, you know.
What? Yeah. Oh my.
You know, like they'll pull it right out of the fire pit. It's like that film. Remember the man with the iron mask?
Mm-hmm.
Like the devil would look like it's a Lord here, and it's a higher Lord. The Lord here is just a reflection of the Lord up there. Or if it's as above, so below, or reverse it, it's the same thing. You know, as below, so above. If it's as below, so above, then the devil here is a lower god.
Yeah.
You know, it's low red, like that's lower.
Lower. Oh, lower.
And
Why is
that's
that?
the Lord here.
How long you been doing this? I just want to know how long you been doing this for.
Yeah, for as long as I, you know, claim to see how I see, and I do see, you know. So yeah, that's where like we gotta be able to move it out the way, because where you know fear is, say, your IQ, like you know what fear is opposed to no fear. Like people that deal with, you know, say no fear, you know you scared. Because you don't know the ins and out of what you're talking about. You
me off.
not scared of. You got it, Wise. I see he
Not
cut.
let me give Blue a fucking wrench, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
I don't know why. I'm gonna have to go back after the live and give him a wrench that way.
No doubt. Did you hear what we were just saying? Like that's the pitch. That's the bitch. The pitchfork. We was talking about the phones getting hot or whatever that gets hot. You know, it'll either get hot and melt down like ice cream, or you know, break down like water. It goes into it disintegrate. Y'all know how fire do stuff. Poof.
Yeah.
Sparkles. Gunpowder. You know, it all burns up in different forms. But that's what this thing is.
Oh, Paul is here.
That is
I
something.
don't know why. My phone dies, man. That'll be the end of the stream.
I know.
Oh, wait. Maybe not. Hold on.
That's good to see you,
This
girl.
phone's dead too, yo. What the fuck?
Thought you were getting on another device.
No. They're all dead. All my devices are dying. That's crazy. Every fucking one has a dead battery. That's why all these phones suck. That's why they're in my drawer.
You have.
I don't know, 5.
A charger.
You're too hot.
All the motherfuckers in.
Right? You're too hot for your own good.
Yeah,
It might be.
I'll go live again.
His energy draining the batteries.
I'll go live again later. Charging my phone up.
No doubt.
I hear myself echoing.
Yeah.
You were we were echoing when you first came in, but now it sounds good to us anyway.
Yeah, I hear the echo, but it's not a bother.
Oh, I don't hear the echo anymore.
It's on and off. It goes, comes, goes. It comes, goes.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to rewatch this because I missed the whole reading dang near because my friend decided to finally call me right when I was listening to you read, and she talked to me until you were done reading.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a nice, deep spiritual call, you know. And we were talking about steadying the mind and finding that stillness, and because that is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. That's
I
key.
was just reading the Odyssey by Homer. I read book 1, and then I read 3 pages of book 2, and then I'll pick it up. I read 23 pages in an hour and 15 minutes. So.
And as far as I'm concerned, from what I heard, you were doing about as good as I would with those damn words and names.
I'm saying.
I couldn't have helped you at all, bro.
Damn, I wonder where's Anna Kay and Laugh is Blue. I haven't been here in a while. I wonder how Anna Kay's doing.
I don't know.
You about to bring them up. They're going to come through.
Exactly. Chuck, remember?
Names is numbers, and you calling them. They might pick up.
Manifesting as you mind. Watch your thoughts.
You send that through the ether.
You produce them like that. I'm over here. If I say, I'm producing it so fast, I'm like, oh, wait, don't think that. I have to really say, don't think that. Don't think it. Don't think it. Because I produce it that fast. And it's happening for a lot of people. That's why I say just So even though we won't be like, oh, man, this sucks, that sucks. Yeah, we could say that, but you know what? You're going to make it happen. You're going to make it suck.
Vacuum.
Yep. Oh!
Right. Vacuum.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's real.
That's why I like you, Mind's Eye. Vacuum.
I figured that, so I thought about that too, because she always has bad connection.
Vacuum. Oh my.
Shit, if it ain't that, shit, I done dropped my phone and broke it all up. So you all right.
Oh, he got a phone like that, but it seems to be the one that works the best.
Yeah, man. I totally wrecked my whole
face plant.
It looked like my phone about to blow up. All them damn look spider webs in the screen.
Yeah, all those cracks.
Damn, that's how my Moto G looked. And then I dropped it, and it finally hit the poop. It hit the poop.
Yeah, that's it. If it ain't the signals or the, we fuck shit up. We running through it. Face plant.
Face plant.
Good to see you.
Like, hey, it's I be trying to show people like you are literally in the eyeball. Like, say, just imagine, imagine seeing a room fill up from a doorway with water. That's how, like, you were.
That shaped like an eyeball, Mind's Eye. I gotta send it to you.
Yeah, I was just hearing you about that.
Yeah.
like imagine a literal.
Imagine.
Like on London Man's documentary where it showed that little worm in the eyeball, like everything, like where you can see this world come towards you. Like this is how the eyeball, this is vision. Like you being here in this place, you are literally like imagine an eyeball or a top eyelid, lower eyelid opening up. And you seeing whatever's in there, like you would see in the reflection of an eyeball, but what's going on? You are literally inside of an eye right now on a conveyor belt, and like all of the stuff coming towards you or you going towards it is you in the orb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's where like y'all know what I'm saying?
Like fission.
Yeah, you are literally vision, like where you can look out and see somewhere you can go to it, like conveyor belt. You are literally what vision is, like where you look at the moon, you go to it. That's how sensitive it is where they can play with us. Because like every time you look at whatever, you go straight to it. That's what magnetism is. Like your eye looks from A to B, and that's magnetic.
Yep.
Your vision's attracted just like everything you see in motion is being attracted to something. So you are literally in those eyelids. Like say where you see those eyelids peel apart and you are in that. So it's like just tap into it. It's kind of tough to tap into once they throw us off like this because it's real sensitive. It's very sensitive to how we frequency.
Yep. Frequency. Yep.
And I land right there.
I just sent it to you, Mind's Eye.
Okay, got you, bro. I'm gonna tap in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real. Look, that's what real is, like a movie real, like or you reel in the fishing line, you cast it out. Yeah, that's fire, bro. We are in the eyeball. like say like a turtle shell look like a button. Like this earth is a heel, like your eye protruding out the eye socket. You are on a button, like a turtle shell. We on their back, and as above, so below. Where you put that together, you get the eye shape, like it's oval and it's sharp at both left and right of the eye. Y'all know how the eyelids do.
Yeah.
Peace, so Alma.
Peace.
Peace, peace. Mic check, mic check.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
No, like you gotta eyelid it in, you know, like I let it in. Your
Ooh,
eyelids.
someone's staticky.
Uh-oh.
I hope it ain't me.
I don't hear no static.
Is it me?
Me either. Maybe it's you, Chuck.
Nope.
Huh.
We going over the statistics.
Nope, it's not you, so Alma.
This static.
Statistics. I was going to say. You mean the How would you say that?
Oh.
Yeah, the statistics is static. Like, say we all trying our best to, radio up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like a CB radio. Gotta turn that knob, tune it in.
Yep.
Tune into the channels. Yes.
Don't let them Jackie Chan.
Yep. And then there's TV channels. Oh,
channels. Yes.
They want TV channels. They want you to channel into your regularly scheduled program. Remember that?
Program, yeah.
Yep. Remember back in the day?
Program is in mail. Yeah.
But back in the day, that just goes to show you that back in the day, they showed us and they told us, okay? But as time went on, they don't say it anymore. It's like, we warned you, stupid humans, I hate to say it. We warned you back in the day, and now they don't say it. So if you try to mention it to people, you're like, remember back in the day, they said, tune in for your regularly scheduled program. They're like, no, they did it.
Yeah.
I remember, though. I remember. So if you remember, if you don't, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, hey, we really inside of the apple. Like, you really inside of
the vortex.
When you think about it, yep.
Are you saying we are the worms?
You got it. That's it, homie.
We are
Look,
the worms.
I'm trying to warm you. Like worm is warm.
Arm and Hammer.
Warming. Yeah. You called it though, right on point. That's just what it is. If you inside of the apple, and shit, you either a worm or a snake, but they are synonymous.
Yeah.
Because everything is everything. But the red apple, y'all already know what else they call red and evil. The devil.
Yeah, the devil.
Yeah, so the apple's red. So what?
And is the apple? Is the apple like the appeal?
You said like a what?
Appeal.
As soon as you.
Yeah. Or a pill. Ooh, a pill. A pill.
Yeah.
A pill.
Apple, look, apple is a pale. Like apple is a pale. Like, remember how we talked about repel?
Yeah.
Repel?
Yeah.
Impel.
Ooh.
That's what you do when you bite it.
Yeah.
You impale the apple. What you just say though, Charles? I heard Charles say something.
I said an apple is a peel.
Yeah,
so
that's
Alma
what
said it. Appeal.
Appeal or a pill or a pill, like a pill to
Appeal,
swallow.
like appealing.
And when you said apple, I just got
Red
a note
pill.
from Illa G dropping his He's dropping a song called "The Rotten Apple" or something. It just came up on my thing when you said apple. It's crazy.
Really?
Mhm.
See?
Hey,
Telling you.
and look, where you get apple, you get a pail, like a bucket.
Snapple.
You get a pail, and a pail is a pool, like we go swimming. But then you throw the apples in the pail, and what game do that make?
Bobbing for apples.
Yes.
Yep.
Dump your apples or whatever. Yeah.
And that's like
Mind's eye.
pull.
Yep.
Look, and you can't use your hands. You got to get the apple like what? A worm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Charles.
You be having my brain like blah, 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 blah.
That's what. Yeah.
Hey, look now, right there,
A good
bro,
way.
right
A
there.
good
That's
way, right?
where you get something called shape shifting. You know, like because that's the whole thing
Wait
with
a minute.
computing.
Only mind's eye, man.
I don't shape shift my eye. I don't shape
Respect, man.
just saying.
See, look, like where he said it is, it's like where you can control your brain and how it's comprehending what you know, say learning or burning. Like this the whole thing with, you know, because you can learn something and literally, like you might not see it, but you might blow steam out your motherfucking ears. Like you be ready to do something about what you learning about. It ain't about just, you know.
Yeah, in the cartoon.
What was that? You was breaking up.
Somebody's getting a phone call. Happy birthday to your daughter, so I forgot it was her birthday today.
Was yesterday?
Wow, yeah, happy birthday.
It was yesterday.
Happy Earth.
Thank you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you said happy birthday on my community post. I saw you. I saw y'all. Gratitude. Yes.
Much love. Yeah.
How old is she again, Salama?
Huh?
How old is
Say it again.
she again?
29.
That's what's up.
29 years young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say
Right?
old anymore, man. I
Yo,
always say
that's-
young.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy, y'all?
That's a
What?
It's like say where you even get the apple. Say you take an apple and you draw one. It's give you the say the apple is like a hunched head, you know, or you know how people will put both of they left and right, say top shoulders up, and you know, say that emoji that's like I don't know, like two hands be up and the shoulders be lifted.
Right.
But like say our head be sunk in the middle, like the stem that'll come off of the apple.
Yeah.
Where you throw up your hands like, you know, I give up or I don't know or why. You feel me? Look, this is where I take that apple and throw that motherfucker at a motherfucker. You hear me? I will make applesauce. You hear me?
Apple
But,
cider.
yeah. Go upside her head with that apple.
Oh,
I like that.
apple cider go upside down.
That's
I like
fermented apple. So that
Mhm.
is a process. Yes.
Face plant. Can you hear us?
Oh, is it bland face?
He can probably hear us, but
Damn, I was just talking. My mic was muted. Like
I do that all the time.
You had a whole soliloquy.
a whole soliloquy.
That was
Yeah.
Soliloquy.
Yeah.
Hey, look, y'all.
Probably
Like,
wasn't
say,
meant to say.
say where you bite the top. You know they got that little bite out of the apple, the iPhone apple.
Yeah.
That is just like say imagine Chucky, imagine a motherfucker on the side of you biting you like that. Like right on there where your shoulder curve, you know, your left and right upper shoulders on your arms, like where a motherfucker could put their mouth right there and bite you. That is the apple. This where they talking about the zombie shit. You know, bite is fight. Like say, it's some deep shit, man.
Zombies.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, what's worse than biting into an apple and finding a worm?
Oh. Oh, damn. The
You
last
breaking
part.
up
a little bit.
Yeah, but you
Biting
said
into an apple and finding half a worm.
Oh,
Damn.
that means you ate it. Dang it. Hold up.
Mm-hmm. Is that the prize or the, you know, like say if you don't
Is
inspect it
that the
or
prize or the surprise?
you know like
Yeah.
the Cracker Jack,
Surprise.
because it's, you know, say it's say far in between and rare,
Mm.
you know, where you get that food and it'll be like that. Yeah, it's like you got to pay attention,
Hey,
or you know, is that the reminder of the rotten, you know, the rot in, or
Yeah.
it's like
the su-
somebody riding in there, like the worm is literally like a pineal gland in the apple.
the
Like you like nigga,
surprise.
you like motherfucker, I'm in here. Like hold the fuck up,
The
put this apple
surprise is the
down, nigga.
prize.
You know,
Yeah.
like the groundhog will come out the earth. Like man, what y'all up here doing? Like that's what the worm is in there. Like man, you know I could have been in this damn apple.
The reminder is the remainder.
The
Mm-hmm.
surprise is the prize that fucks with your pride.
Surprise.
Yeah, it's like this the only one that then say stayed behind and he inside the apple. The damn apple wiggling, or it look like, you know how they show a building playing music out there, motherfucker. The building be bumping,
Mm-hmm.
like they still here, like everybody else. Then you know we are the remainder. We feel the shells of whatever's still here. You know, the worms be in that apple just a dancing, and you know, like they be in the cheese making that nasty ass cheese. Them people be eating. Like they literally got a cheese ball where it got worms in it. They open them
What?
motherfucker up. They be putting crackers in it and eating the maggots with the cheese.
Ew.
Man,
Uh-uh.
y'all can't tell me y'all ain't seen that.
I haven't. So, damn. Hold up.
I don't know. I forget what they call that cheese, but yeah.
Ew. I would
Yeah.
call it ew cheese.
Ew juice. That's right.
It be putrid. They be tearing it up too.
Uh-uh.
Ain't that crazy? It be like, you know, the big wheel of cheese. They'll cut it at the middle,
Yeah.
just like where the earth is balanced. Like they open that motherfucker up, be a whole bunch of larvae in there wiggling with the ew.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is.
But the only worm that I will ever respect is the silkworm, because they make silk. That's the only worm I ever respect on this plane.
Shit, I ain't gonna trip on none of them. They like trip wires, you know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
respect them all because that's what it is. Like it's literally look again.
Mm.
The repart
Mm.
Yeah, breed means
respect.
again.
Yeah, that's that little snake. Like say if it's poisonous, it's like a line. If you cross it, you step on him, act like you ain't seeing what it do. Bite the shit out you, your whole leg, hematoba.
No.
Black mama, cause your ass ain't watching your step. You know, bit you know. Oh yeah. The snake is a dragon, everything else is just that.
Dragon. Mm.
I think that's exactly what this place is. It's the waiting room where we in some type of womb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's the waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
Or the panic room. Sheesh.
Or the panic room.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's what you make it.
That's right.
Yep, it's exactly what we make it out here.
Yeah.
Can a dummy drop off?
Yeah, this connection is effed up.
Yeah, don't make it a panic room.
There, bro, go. He came back.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you ain't getting rid of me.
Right?
Yeah.
Hold me down.
Hey, look, like we were saying earlier, say that cross that the woman's always been on it. It is like say it is you.
Yeah.
Because you sacrifice your life just giving birth to your baby.
That's right. That's what I said. Listen, like I feel like Jesus, because I sacrificed my body to bring forth life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul has proven it already. Paul's proven it.
I've proven it. Shit.
You should go.
And my baby almost died.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's about too. Say immunity. You know, like say where they doing that, you know how they talk about the people with parasites in them and all of that.
It'll die. But if it dies, I don't know. I'm gonna try to go on my
Your
other
mic
device.
low.
Oh.
Why?
He says if his phone dies. What?
I did hear that part.
Yeah.
But the rest just faded away.
But mine's like, break down that word sacrifice. Because it's like when I hear sacrifice, it's like the nut sack. It's like a sack on ice or something. Sacrifice.
Or sacral.
Ooh, yeah. Sacred, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sacred.
I said my phone's about to die.
Okay, we hear you.
Is that
Can't you put it on
4%?
Can't you put it on the charger?
I do, but then it overheats.
Yeah, if it's too hot, it ain't gonna charge.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna shut it down, we'll come, you know.
Let me try to come on my other device.
Okay, just come back.
Yeah, that's the red sack though. The red sack is the sack red, sacred.
Sacred ice. Sacred ice. Sacred ice.
Yeah, it's these nuts.
Also, Adam means red.
Ooh, the red.
Yeah.
Red man. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Oh.
So I see
Not
fire.
the white one or the brown one, like was being argued about on Ama's channel, but the red one.
The fireman, yeah.
The fireman, the firebird.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is.
The phoenix. So Lucifer. But Lucifer is a woman. It's Lilith. Lilith.
Yeah. Alaskan fur. Y'all remember that old commercial where she sang Alaskan fur? It was an old commercial. It was an old store called Alaskan Fur. But that sound like Lucifer though, like, you know, kind of.
Oh, it does sound like that, yeah.
They said it twice, like it was a woman's little soothe little voice. She said, Alaskan fur, Alaskan fur.
Sing it.
But that's like Lucifer, you know,
right?
The fur
Sing that again.
What keeps you
warm.
Kimba.
You hear me, falsetto? But that's the fur. It keeps us warm. that's the deference.
Mm,
Yeah.
difference.
The difference.
Difference.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
deference,
we
difference. A
the
difference.
furnace.
Mm.
The furnace is the fire,
The furnace.
and
Right.
that's the red man. We all on fire.
Mm. Ooh,
You know.
red man. Red man spells like if you scramble the letters of red man, it spells dream.
Look at you. Look at
Does
you.
it?
Yeah,
What are you over
red
there?
man is
So,
Mm-hmm.
are you over there?
right.
Are you doing what and Charles was
No, I just
reading over
no,
here?
I always do it in my head, scramble because I'm so good at it now. Like, oh, that's dream, red
Oh,
man.
okay.
But if you write it down, you'll see.
Let's see. I'm
Yep, it's
Yeah,
synonymous with the earth
my
being a
mind.
big some type of creature. It is.
because this is all a dream.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's an illusion.
Dream with an N. Dream with an N.
Dream.
Yep.
Oh wait, yeah.
Dreaming. Dream with an N. Dream with the letter
Dreaming.
N. You're dreaming. Dreaming. You're
Mm-hmm.
dreaming.
You draining. You really draining.
Or you could even say with illusion, L-U Scion.
That's where I lose you in here.
Hey.
I can lose you in here if you don't keep up. I mean it.
I'm sure that happens
What?
quite often.
Look at Kimba.
I have my mind blown. What?
What?
That's crazy.
Okay. Where's Mark?
Like Chuck said, wobble, wobble, wobble. Close your mind.
Uh-oh. Not the Y bowl.
See, it blew his
Like WHY bowl. Put your name in the bowl.
Yeah.
We're gonna draw names out the Y bowl. That's where you get the hula hoop games and all of that. Like the devil's playground is the plague. It's the plague ground. Like
Yeah.
like the plague. Like, and it's magnetism where you step on the ground barefooted and rocks stick to the bottom of your feet. They get stuck in your boot tread. It's a plague. Like whatever is getting on you, that's what you want on you. Like no,
Yeah.
So yeah, like people doing what they doing out here. And that ties back to the cloak that Wise read about earlier in the book where they was talking about the human's cloak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like where we was talking about that apple, the apple was a cloak for the worm. Like your house is, you really wear your house. Your whole house is on your back. You in it,
Like a turtle. Yeah, I was gonna say like a turtle.
Your leg come out the left window. Like say you grow up in that house, man. Your head will pop out the roof. And that's how it is, like being stuck here on Earth or your haunted house.
It's like when you're a baby.
Haunted house, exactly.
Yeah. But it's like when you're a baby, then the house is like small because it's like a little cottage. And then when you grow up, your house gets luxurious, like a bungalow. And then once you're a full adult, now it's a castle. Like, yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
There's a song that's called Lonely Ghosts. And one of the best lines in it for me is, we stay because we don't know where else to go. So we stay and haunt this house.
And look, that's what belief is, or believing. Like, damn, you ain't left yet. You
I be leaving. I be leaving.
I be leaving too.
Hey,
Fuck
look,
that
look.
shit. I be leaving.
You still in the waiting room?
I'm still in the waiting room.
And we scare the shit out of like of ourselves, because that's what fear does. We make it into a haunted house when we fear things. Then it's a haunted castle.
Yeah.
Yep. Instead of knowing and being able to absorb or penetrate and go through whatever, you know, because we can't run from it when we get to the end of each lifetime, you know.
Yeah, it's like
And I,
oh,
you got it, Anna.
it's like we're scared to open doors in our own goddamn house. Like, you know, the light is off. Like, oh, I'm scared to go in this room. But it's your house. God damn it. Open up the door and go, and, you know, go in.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I was just thinking that.
Now, see, back
It's
in
at
the
the
day,
door
when
in
I
your
was-
house. Yeah.
When I was afraid of cat, I would be afraid of what would be on the other side of the door. Now, if I hear a noise that doesn't belong, I charge it. That door is flying open and I'm flying up in that bitch. Walk out of my house.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to end it. It won't let me go on.
Okay.
I'll go live in an hour. Just let it charge up.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right.
I know it sucks.
Okay.
I don't want to
You guys
end it either.
Well,
Unless y'all want to stay and build while it charges, I don't care. I'll leave you up. I could do that.
Shit.
if you
I
want.
was planning on jumping down in like the next 3 minutes. I gotta get to the, you know,
Or I could go
get to
live
the
later.
world. I gotta scare it before it try to scare me.
Right. Go scare the shit out of the world. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
well,
It's
if
real.
he's gonna leave, we might as well just go. Because I was gonna go back to bed anyway.
Yeah.
So I could go lay down for a couple hours while your phone charges.
All right.
Okay, we'll
I
pick this back
apologize,
up.
but I appreciate everyone for coming up.
Yes.
Much love, bro.
Much love.
Peace,
Yeah.
my guy.
Love, see you
Thank
guys
you,
soon.
Salama, Paula, Kimba.
See you,
Appreciate
Chuck.
love
See you
all
soon.
of
See you soon.
Peace. Peace to everyone in the chat. I appreciate everybody.